Welcome back sa Mathusay General Math Tutorial. Sa lesson na ito, pag-aaralan natin kung paano mag-evaluate ng functions. Kung ikaw ay bago sa channel na ito, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe at i-hit ang notification button para ikaw ay updated sa mga bagong tutorials ng Mathusay. Let's start! Ang function ay pwede nating ituring na parang isang machine. Example, we have a function represented by y is equal to x squared plus 1. In function notation, ang y ay magiging f of x. At ang ating function ngayon ay f of x is equal to x squared plus 1. Kung ang domain o input ay x is equal to 1, ang magiging output o range na define ng function na f of x equals x squared plus 1 ay 2. Dahil 1, kung ang x natin is 1, so f of x o f of 1 equals 1 squared plus 1 ay 2. So yung x value na 1 ay related lamang sa iisang value ng y at yun ay ang 2. Ang ginawa natin ay tinatawag na evaluation of function. So, let's have these examples. Example number 1. If f of x is equal to x plus 8, evaluate each. F of 4, f of negative 2, and f of x plus 3. So, paano ba mag-evaluate ng function? So, simulan natin sa letter A. So, f of 4, so, meron tayong function na f of x equals x plus 8, di ba? So, isa-substitute lang natin yung value ng 4 sa x. So, we have f of 4 equals, gaya ng sinabi ko, yung x natin, papalitan lang natin ng 4. So, 4 plus 8. So, ang f of 4, by simplifying the right side of the equation, we have f of 4 is equal to 12. Dahil 4 plus 8 is 12. So, f of 4 is positive 12. How about f of 2? So, again, isa-substitute natin ang negative 2 sa lahat ng variable na x. So, we have f of negative 2 equals, so ang x natin, pinalitan natin ng negative 2 plus 8. So, simplifying the right side of the equation, negative 2 plus positive 8. So, f of negative 2 is 6. So, ganun lang kadaling mag-evaluate ng function. Now, paano naman kung ang evaluate natin ay expression, x plus 3? So, paano natin to gagawin? So, again, itong expression na x plus 3 ay mismong yan ang isa-substitute natin sa lahat ng mga variable na x. So, in this case, we have f of x equals x plus 8. So, papalitan natin tong x na ito ng x plus 3. So, we have f of x plus 3 equals, so yung x pinalitan natin ng expression na x plus 3 plus 8. So, we have f of x plus 3 is x plus 11. Bakit kaya naging 11? So, combining like terms lang, no? 3 plus 8 is positive 11. Since wala ka nang pwedeng i-combine sa x, so x plus 11. So, again, f of x plus 3 is equal to x plus 11. Let's take example number 2. If f of x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus 4, evaluate each. F of negative 4 at f of x plus 1. So, again, isa-substitute lang natin itong mga values na ito sa mismong equation, function rather. So, we have f of negative 4. So, ito yung ating function, no? Isa-substitute lang natin ang negative 4 sa lahat ng variable x. So, we have f of negative 4 equals, so ang x, palitan natin ng negative 4. So, negative 4 squared plus 4 times the quantity of negative 4 dahil may x pa tayo dito. So, ipapalit natin yung x ng negative 4 plus the constant 4. So, simplifying the right side of the equation, we know that negative 4 squared. So, ibig sabihin, negative 4 times negative 4, that's 16, right? Now, ngayon, 4 times the negative 4 is negative 16 plus the constant 4. So, simplifying again the right side of the equation. So, 16 minus 16 is 0 plus 4 is 4. So, f of negative 4 is positive 4. How about ang f of x plus 1? Now, tandaan, meron tayong expression na isa-substitute mismo sa ating original na function na f of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 1. So, napakahalaga na kapag isa-substitute natin, lalagyan natin ng parenthesis para hindi tayo malito. So, we have f of x plus 1 equals, so ito yung sinasabi ko. So, you have to put parenthesis, no, sa inyong expression. X plus 1 squared plus 4 times the quantity of x plus 1 plus 4. Now, meron tayong square of binomial. So, kailangan nating i-square ito. So, we know that x plus 1 squared ay i-square natin yung first term, yung x. So, x squared. Tapos, yung last term naman, squared natin. So, 1 squared is still 1. So, to get the middle term, so, i-combine lang natin si 1 times x is x. Times 2, you have 2x. So, yung expression na ito ay dapat x squared plus 2x plus 1. Right? So, pwede nyo ring gawing FOIL method kung gusto ninyo. X, the quantity of x plus 1 times the quantity of x plus 1. So, again, we continue. 4 times the quantity of x plus 1. So, i-distribute lang natin si 4. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 1 is positive 4. So, plus the positive 4 na meron tayo dito. Now, we will combine like terms. So, ano-anong pwede natin i-combine? So, we can combine 2x with 4x. That will give you 6x. No? So, ang mga numeric, ay yung mga constant din natin, pwede natin i-combine. So, we have f of x sub 1 equals x squared. So, again, 2x plus 4x is 6x. Now, the constant that we have is 1 plus 4 plus 4 is 9. So, f of x sub 1 is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 9. So, ganyang kadaling mag-evaluate ng function. How about kung fraction ang input o domain natin? Gaya nitong example. Evaluate the following functions at x equals 2/3. Now, alam kong kahinaan talaga ng mga estudyante kapag may fractions nang involved. So, paano ba mag-evaluate ng functions na may fraction? So, f of x is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 10. Yung isa namang function na i-evaluate natin ay f of x equals x plus 1 all over x. So, lahat to i-evaluate natin at x equals 2/3. So, let's start with letter A. So, f of 2/3 equals x squared plus 6x plus 10. So, isa-substitute natin ang 2/3 sa lahat ng variable x. So, we have 2/3 squared plus 6 times 2/3 plus 10. So, isi-simplify natin ang right side of the equation. So, ang 2/3 to the second power ay 4 over 9. Dahil 2 squared ay 4. 3 squared ay 9. So, proceed tayo sa next. So, 6 times 2 is 12. Divided by 3 is 4. Pwede din naman na dahil alam natin ang 6 ay pwede nang i-divide right away by 3 and that's 2. 2 times 2, it's 4. So, plus 10. So, simplifying further the right side of the equation, we have 4 over 9 plus 14. So, ngayon, nag-a-add tayo ng fraction at whole number. So, ang mabilis na way para i-simplify ito ay i-multiply natin si 9 sa 14. Tapos, kung ano yung product, i-add natin sa 4. So, 9 times 14 is 126. Plus 4, that's 130. So, copy the denominator, which is 9. So, f of 2/3 is equal to 130 over 9. How about f of 2/3 equals x plus 1 all over x? So, ngayon, i-evaluate natin ay itong function na ito. So, kapag papalitan natin lahat ng variable x ng 2/3, so we have 2/3 plus 1 all over 2/3. So, kung mapapansin nyo, may fraction sa mismong fraction. So, isimplify muna natin ang numerator. So, ang numerator, isisimplify natin siya in this way. So, 3 times 1 is 3. Plus 2 all over 3 na ito. So, copy the denominator. So, simplifying the numerator, we have 5 over 3 all over 2/3. So, ngayon, para ma-simplify itong fraction na may fraction, so, kukunin natin ang numerator, imumultiply sa reciprocal ng denominator. So, 5/3 times 3 over 2, we have f of 2/3 equals 5 over 2. So, dahil pwede na natin i-cancel si 3. So, again, f of 2/3 is 5 over 2. Example number 4. Find g of 5 and h of 5 where g and h are defined as g of x equals x plus 3 all over x minus 5 and h of x equals the square root of 4 minus x. So, paano natin isi-solve ang g of 5? Now, take note that we have g of x equals x plus 3 all over x plus 5. Now, kapag i-evaluate natin itong function na ang x is equal to 5, we have g of 5 equals 5 plus 3 all over 5 minus 5. Now, mapapansin ninyo na ang denominator ay magiging 0. So, magiging undefined. So, hindi pwede. So, remember na kapag meron tayong fraction na function, no, or rational function, dapat ang ating denominator must not be equal to 0. So, we take the denominator, x minus 5 must not be equal to 0. X must not be equal to 5. That's the domain of this function. So, ibig sabihin, dahil ang domain natin ay set of real numbers except positive 5, hindi pwedeng mag-evaluate ng 5. This means that it is not possible since 5 is not in the domain of g of x. So, ibig sabihin, hindi natin siyang pwedeng i-evaluate dahil magiging 0 ang denominator at magiging undefined ito. How about ang h of 5? Take note, we have to evaluate h of x equals the square root of 4 minus x. So, kapag ang x natin is 5, we'll have h of 5 equals the square root of 4 minus 5. So, anong mapapansin ninyo sa radicand? So, kung papansinin ninyo, 4 minus 5 is negative 1. So, magiging imaginary ang ating function kapag in-evaluate natin at x equals 5. So, hindi pwede. Remember na ang domain ng ganitong klaseng function ay dapat ang radicand ay greater than or equal to 0. So, we take 4 minus x, yung radicand, and it should be greater than or equal to 0. So, kapag i-evaluate natin, so mag-a-add tayo ng negative 4 to both sides of the equation, we have negative x greater than negative 4. So, since magde-divide tayo ng negative 1 both sides of the inequality, so we'll have x less than or equal to 4. So, dapat yung set of domain natin ay lahat ng real numbers na x, pero hindi pwedeng mas malaki sa 4. So, ano ba yung mga number na mas malaki sa 4? So, gaya ng 5. So, hindi pwede. 6, hindi pwede. Kasi magiging imaginary yung ating function. So, in this case, this is not possible since 5 is not in the domain of h of x. Ngayon naman ay mag-evaluate tayo ng piecewise function. If f of x is equal to x squared plus 2, that is if x is less than 0, and f of x is equal to 5x plus 2 if x is greater than or equal to 0, find f of negative 4 and f of 3. So, paano ba tayo mag-evaluate ng piecewise function? So, to find f of negative 4, dapat alamin muna natin kung anong function ang ating gagamitin based sa domain. So, take note, meron tayong mga domain, mga intervals dito, no? So, ang isa, x is less than 0 at x greater than or equal to 0. Since ang negative 4 ay less than 0, ang gagamitin nating function ay f of x equals x squared plus 2. So again, pag piecewise function, tandaan, titingnan natin kung anong interval ang ating gagamitin. So since ang negative 4 ay less than 0, so gagamitin natin ang function na f of x equals x squared plus 2. So evaluating this function with x equals negative 4, so we have f of x negative 4 squared plus 2. Now, alam natin ang negative 4 squared ay 16. So, 16 plus 2 is 18. So, f of negative 4 is positive 18. So, paano naman natin i-evaluate si f of 3? Tandaan, pabalik tayo sa ating interval. So, ang ating domain ay x less than 0 at x greater than 0 lang. So, dahil ang x, which is 3, ay greater than 0, so gagamitin natin ang function na f of x equals 5x plus 2. So, evaluating this function with x equals 3, so f of 3 equals 5 times 3 plus 2. So, pinalitan natin yung variable x ng 3. So, 5 times 3 is 15 plus 2. So, f of 3 is 17. Let's take example number 6. The velocity v in meter per second of a ball thrown upward in t seconds after the ball was thrown is given by v of t equals 20 minus 9.8 t. Calculate v of 0 and v of 1 and explain what these results mean. So, we will evaluate and calculate v of 0 and v of 1. So, let's start with v of 0. So, kapag ang ating function ay v of t equals 20 minus 9.8 at i-substitute natin ang t with 0, so we have v of t equals 20 minus 9.8 times 0. So, 9.8 times 0 is 0. So, v of 0 is equal to still 20. So, ito yung initial velocity ng bola. So, calculate naman natin ang v of 1. So, v of 1, when we have the function v of t equals 20 minus 9.8 times t. So, substitute natin ang t ng 1. We have v of 1 equals 20 minus 9.8 times 1. So, we have 20 minus 9.8, diba? So, 20 minus 9.8, that is 10.2. So, anong ibig sabihin ng mga results na ito? These results indicate that the initial velocity of the ball is 20 meters per second. So, after 1 second, the ball is traveling more slowly at 10.2 meter per second. Please pause the video and evaluate each function. If you're done, type your answers on the comment section. If you think Mathusay math tutorial helps you learn how to evaluate a function, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Remember, ang sekreto para maging mathusay, matuto, at mag-ensayo. Abangan ang susunod na lesson para matutunan ang 4 na operations ng function. Kita-kits sa susunod na episode. Bye!